Hey y'all, I'm Todd Bailey.
What's up? It's Arie Lumberdozy.
And this is fucking Brewtal.
Get in the pit, stock up the fridge, and listen. We're here to cover the latest in metal news and craft beer. A match made in hell.
If it makes you bang your head, then we want to hear it. If it tickles your taste buds, share those suds.
Turn it up to 11.
Crack open that beer.
It's about to get brutal.
What is up, Hopwolves? It's your boys, Todd and Arie, coming at you with episode 67 of Brewtal Podcast. We are recording on Friday, the best day, because it's release day. But before we get into all that, Arie, how was your past week, man? I believe a certain national holiday happened, even though it's more of a corporate holiday, but that's okay.
Yes. Valentine's Day. V-Day, which actually just sounds weird in like the same sentence. Like, you know, you're talking, you got your D-Day and then you got your V-Day, and
I know it sounds
they're
like
not the same.
Like a battle happened. A battle of the hearts.
I mean, it was a massacre, but that's neither here nor there. Yes, the Hallmark holiday. I like Valentine's Day now that I have Skylar. I used to fucking hate it. Lots of bad Valentine's Days, but that's also neither here nor there. This year was pretty dope. We got to go to the city. Sky unfortunately had to work, but she works like pretty early, so we had most of the day, and we just got to like walk a beat downtown in Pittsburgh and have some gyros, dude. It was really cool. I mean, we did other things, like we had dinner and stuff later in the evening, but that was really fun, and I enjoyed it.
Nice, dude.
Yeah. How about yourself?
Funny enough, Shannon had this plan, so kudos to her, Shannon the Cannon. She surprised me with this. We went to DeLuca Gaucho Pizza, which is a new place. The restaurant used to be Provision that we really liked. Nice. They closed because of the pandemic, so sad part of that story. But now there's this new pizza place, and it is basically an adult CC's pizza, dude. They bring pizza around to you. They even have some dessert pizza. We had this guava pizza that we were just enamored with. Yeah, it sounds weird. It sounds weird, but think cheesecake, because that's essentially what it is. It's bread with cheese and guava on it. They even had a Nutella pizza that was fan-fucking-tastic.
Nice.
Yeah, so it was awesome, man. I had a really good time. We tried these Valentine's Day themed drinks, where mine was the love potion, where it was a whiskey drink, but then they had a vial of this red stuff that I poured in.
Nice.
Still not sure what was in the vial, but
probably roofies, dude.
Roofies and blood. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
that's the number 9 part.
Yes. Oh yeah. Shannon's drink though was pretty cool. It was like they put cotton candy in the glass, but it was like a champagne glass, and then she poured the champagne in, and it dissolved the cotton candy within the drink. So it was worth it all around. We had a great time. We were inebriated in a few ways, but yeah, all around great time. Really enjoyed myself on Tuesday. But other than Valentine's Day, dude, you're still working in the background on a certain short film you just finished up the trailer for. Talk about that for a little bit.
All I can think of is Anchorman. They're like, turn the music off.
That's right.
I got Eerie Times, my short horror film. I got a trailer for that up, which I probably didn't need to, but I wanted to, and I've been sending it out to some film festivals, so I'm really stoked, and actually, like, I'm pretty proud of myself for doing that, because it's been a long time since I've had anything to, like, I felt like really proud to like put out to the world. So that's really cool. Mm-hmm. And so we'll see. Unfortunately, the downside, kind of like when you're applying to college or like waiting for a job interview to hear back, it's just like the waiting part, because like I won't know about any of the fests until closer to the fest, and most of them are like summer or end of the year.
Oh yeah, that's a long time.
But that's okay. I'm excited to have that, the poster, and I mean, everyone did a fantastic job on it, cast, crew, and so I'm sure I'll be talking about it in the future. I'm really excited for that. And I have a couple of things popping off this upcoming week. One's a new potential project, which could be super dope. But we'll see. But
that's what's up, dude.
Yeah, I want to mention one more thing because I can't believe I forgot about this. But Sky also surprised me in the morning of Valentine's Day. I got brand new Vans, which I'm fucking stoked about. And she came up with like a charcuterie board because I'm fucking slut for charcuterie, aka adult Lunchables, a bunch of like chocolates and stuff like that, some cheeses, like some other cheese. It was really cute, and it really made my day. So thank you, Sky.
Fuck yeah, man. That's what's up. Kudos to Sky for that.
Kudos to Shannon for that.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, she went out of her way. I appreciated that very much. I don't know what else to say, dude, but I am getting thirsty on this Friday. What do you say we pour up some of our drinks we got going? I forget. Do we? Who goes first? Is it the higher ABV or the lower?
I think it's the lower. I think that's what we said.
All right. Well, I will do the honor because yours is immensely higher than mine.
Yeah, but you're at a good spot.
Finally, after 5 beers into this 6-pack. Let's get it started. I have the Entropic IPA from Equal Parts Brewing. I'm going to show off the can first. So for those listening, I'm going to describe the can. It's actually super minimalistic, a white background, very simple text on the side. But what is cool is I would say like 3/4 of the can has like this light green, dark green pattern of all these ferns on the side, which is really nice. It's almost like a wallpaper, but very pleasing to the eye, especially the greens. It really pops. Let's bring up now the liquid itself. You can see through it. It's got a nice amber color to it, and it smells amazing. Again, this is an IPA. It's at 6.9 ABV. Oh, yeah. Nice. Super nice. Very nice. So a little bit about Equal Parts Brewing. They're from Houston, Texas. So I'm kind of finally branching out of Austin. Finally.
About damn time.
I know. For their website, this is what I'm going to kind of judge off of. They said that Entropic is designed to be a great companion to the hot Texas weather. It's got passion fruit, papaya, and mango on the nose, which give way to berry on the palate, and the flavor profile is hoppy. So I'm actually stoked to try this. Sounds amazing.
Delicious.
Yeah. Yeah, just smelling it alone, it's like you're smelling a candle, dude, of all those flavors. All right, let's get one off the tongue. Oh, that's pleasant. For having a flavor profile of hoppy, it's actually not too hoppy.
I mean, there is a lot of different fruits going on in there that would probably bring down the hoppiness regardless.
I have to believe that's what's going on. Yeah, this tastes amazing, dude. I don't know that I know papaya well enough to kind of pick that out.
Right.
I want to say the passion fruit is definitely the biggest one I taste. A little bit of the mango on the back end. Not sure I get any of that berry on the palate, but then again, they don't really describe what berry it is. It's just
right, just berry.
Just a berry. No, dude, I would recommend this. This is really tasty. Like each sip, like it's not getting overbearing. And a big thing for me is always the sweetness. Is it too sweet? It is not. Right. I think it's a nice balance between that hoppy bitterness and then the fruit that they added to this. Yeah, I would highly recommend this beer. I would love a 6-pack of this, actually. When I was on their website, too, they have a lot of different kind of beer. I would actually love to check this brewery out. Again, they're in Houston, so it's only like a 2.5 hour drive for me.
Now, you have not had anything from Equal Parts before?
I don't think so, to be honest with you. I don't remember having them on the show before, featuring one of their beers.
I don't think so.
I think I've seen their beer at the grocery store, but I've just never had it.
Just like the 6.9% ABV, dude. Nice.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Well, that could be an excuse for you to go to H-Town, maybe.
A little road trip. Let's do it.
Some barbecue. Hell yeah. Good day. Yeah, that sounds delicious. I am going in a different direction. I haven't had a stout in a while. Not only on this show, but just in general.
You're craving one.
Dude, it's cold as fuck out today. Like, it was 70 earlier this week, and now it's like in the 30s and snowing. So like, this is getting goddamn ridiculous. But I was like, this is good stout weather. It's still wintertime, so we're in the season. And this particular one, the beer distributor that I go to, Sky and I have walked by this beer like the last like probably 5 times that we went over there. I was like, all right, it's time to get it. It's Flying Fish Brewing Co.'s Fried Ice Cream Stout.
Ooh, that sounds good.
And this is the can for everyone watching.
I love
everyone listening. Yeah, dude, it's really cool. It's very minimalistic, much like yours. It's got a gradient of orange and pink. And like the pink starts up the top and goes down to the orange, but then it's like dripping down. So it looks like ice cream, basically. Like the bottom, I'm assuming is like the cone that the scoop is on, which is kind of cool. And I think I've had fried ice cream before, but it's been a while.
Like the actual dessert, or?
Yes. Yeah, the actual dessert. I've never had this beer. I've only had one other beer from this brewery before. And I think it was the one I was telling you about, where it's like, it's not a mead, but it has like mead profile to it. It's a certain style that I was unfamiliar with that starts with a B. But anyway, so I'm still pretty unfamiliar with this brewery, but they're from Somerdale, New Jersey. ABV is 10.3%. IBU is low. Oh, and I forgot to mention the font's really fun on here too. The fried ice cream is in like kind of like a graffiti, like street style type of deal. Very bold lettering and stuff like that. I really like how this is set up, and the Hopwolves snow at this point. I like convoluted things, really busy artwork, but this is nice, and I'm coming around to the minimalism. So what this is, it's definitely a dessert stout, but it's an imperial stout brewed with vanilla ice cream, chocolate, and cinnamon. Per the can, it says imperial stout and fried ice cream flavors together, ellipsis. Why not indulge in 2 great things at once? Fair question. This rich and complex stout provides ample aromas of roasted malt and vanilla, then gets paired with real vanilla ice cream, flavors of cinnamon and dark chocolate to produce a truly unique treat. So I don't know what it is, like, probably because of Valentine's Day, but my sweet tooth has been insatiable as of late. So this is just what I wouldn't say the doctor ordered this at all, actually, but I'm excited for it. I don't have any glasses, so I'm guessing it's dark. But here we go. First sip. Let's get it.
I was going to say the devil on your shoulder is what ordered this beer.
Oh, that's interesting. Not what I was expecting.
Yeah, I was going to say, what's happening in the mouth there?
It's like pretty carbonated. It tastes like, which is weird.
Carbonated like a Guinness?
Kinda. Like, it's not a nitro, but like, I guess like it would be like, because Guinness would be a dry stout, so like it kind of has that profile. Like the body is light, which I wasn't expecting. Something like with this high ABV and this profile is usually pretty thick. I'm not getting that. I definitely get the chocolate on there. That's coming through a lot.
All I can think of is the fish from SpongeBob just yelling chocolate.
Yeah. Man, you know what? I'm not really I mean, it's smooth for sure. I get like a really weird sensation like on the front end. I do get the vanilla. I'm not getting a ton of cinnamon in there.
I wonder if that's buried at the bottom or something.
Maybe. And it's like kind of boozy too. I mean, it is 10% for sure. But like, I wasn't expecting, again, like this profile to be like it is and being able to taste the booziness to it. I don't know, man. Honestly, at this point, I don't know if I'd get this again, which is really sad. Yeah, I'm going to go with that. I mean, I'll, of course, finish this, but it is not what I was expecting for such like a rich and complex profile that they're trying to present. Like, I'm not getting it, dude. Maybe it has to warm up, or maybe it's better cold. Like, I'm at room temp right now. That's usually like a pretty good, a pretty good spot to have a dessert stout like this. So I don't know, man. I'm definitely disappointed in this one.
I was going to say,
I can recommend it.
You had a very quizzical look on your face when you first sipped. And I was like, uh-oh, that's not good.
Yeah. I can't recommend. That hurts. It hurts.
Oh, dude, I was excited for you because I have a terrible sweet tooth, and it just, I mean, it sounded really good on paper, but
agreed. Yeah, it's not there. Unfortunately, can't all be winners. But, well, I mean, you can't even all be winners at this next thing. There's one winner. There's a bunch of winners. There's one winner for sure. We're talking metal headlines here, though. So, Todd and I are both big hockey fans.
Mm-hmm.
And we have talked about this in the past. There's been like some crossover with the metal community and hockey. I mean, they play metal songs at events all the time. But like, whoever is running the New Jersey Devils, I think it was them before too.
It was either them or the Red Wings. It was a red team.
It was the Red Wings. It was the Red Wings before, but now we have other teams not only following suit, but going a step further. So what I'm getting at, metal, hockey, they go hand in hand like lamb and tuna fish.
Dude,
fuck yeah.
If you can see, I'm actually wearing my Penguins hoodie right now because of this.
Beautiful. My man.
I had to point that out because it's all calculated.
It's all calculated. Yeah, both big Pens fans. But beating around the bush, getting to the point here, we have deathcore outfit, Ocean of Illusions. They're from New Jersey, and they're set to play the first intermission of the Buffalo Sabers versus the New Jersey Devils game on April 11th. And that's going to be like, that's on the ice, right? Like they're playing down there.
They won't be playing on the ice. They're going to be playing in the Grand Concourse area. So not on the ice. However, I'll let you continue. There is a portion that does involve the ice.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, I see that now. So when you buy the tickets, that does include an on-ice picture with the band after the game, which is pretty fucking dope.
Yeah.
I'm not super familiar with Oceans of Illusions. I'm about to listen to them for this fact alone. That's a great idea. I'm surprised that something like this hasn't happened sooner, but I'm glad that it is. And between this and having like the Red Wings, was that I think they came out to a Black Dahlia Murder song before.
Mm-hmm.
So like, and there's a lot of metalheads that are hockey fans like us. So this is pretty fucking cool. If you can go to that game on April 11th in New Jersey, do it. Just don't buy this fried ice cream stout and be disappointed.
Another thing I do want to point out is I think to get that photo, check out their Instagram, their social media accounts, because I think there's a QR code you can scan to make sure you can get that set up. So it, I think, gets you that ticket for the game, but it flags them to know the count for how many people want to do the picture as well. Okay,
cool. Yeah, that is an important little tidbit for anyone trying to get involved with that. I, again, would definitely do. That's super fucking cool. So kudos, Oceans of Illusion, and anyone involved in making that happen, and just hockey in general, god damn it.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck yeah.
Let's go, bro.
Let's go.
if people are out there skating on the ice right now, here's a perfect playlist for y'all to check out. And not only that, but also some albums to check out that have dropped today. And again, we're recording on February 17th, Friday. So this is the day that a lot of this shit came out. We are talking albums. We're going to start off with a Brewtal alumni. We're talking After Dusk. They have just released their album Fatalize, which I fucking love. This is kind of a culmination of all the shit that they've been putting out, which has been so consistent and so good. And now it's all wrapped in a nice little package, including never before heard tracks. So check that out. After them, we have Becoming the Bully with the EP called The Call. Really cool band, man. I'm glad you passed them my way. Really digging the artwork on that too. After them, we have the band Child in all caps. I can't get over that name. The album is called Meditations in Filth. Highly recommend looking up the album title, because if you just type in Child on Spotify, you're going to get a lot of mixed reviews on things. After them, this is a new band I haven't heard of before. They're called Downsides. They just came out with their album Phantom Pains. Think metalcore with them. After that, we have Graphic Nature. Been waiting on this one for a while. The album is called A Mind Waiting to Die. We both have listened to this album. We are really digging this. This is actually my favorite of the day. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. All I can say is, do we need to do a welfare check on the lead vocalist? Because very dark material here, but the energy is off the charts. Love it. Love it. After that, we have Half Me with their album Soma. Been very interested in this band ever since we started featuring their singles on the playlist. Then we have at number 7, Kill the Imposter with their The Pain Never Dies EP. After that, we have Man Must Die with The Pain Behind It All. We're talking so much pain here, dude. The pain, it never ends. After that, we have Rat God. I love that band name. With their EP. Their EP is called Censor. Next up, we have See You Next Tuesday. They have finally released their new album, and it's called Distractions. So that's out. Go check that out. I honestly think this is the best material they put out to date. So really love what they're doing. Next up, this one I would say is a little controversial, but only because it's very genre bending. Like, go into this album thinking of like Issues mixed with, they get heavy, they get poppy, everything.
Wait, Issues mixed with fucking Tim Capella, dude.
Yes, hell yeah, dude. That's a great comparison. So this band is called Shrezzers, and their album is called Sex and Sax, and that's what you get, dude. That is exactly what you get. You get some sexy time with some sax solos, and it is great. After them, this is actually a very cool band. I think someone described them as like bolt thrower meets punk rock almost, but it's metal, dude. They are called Street Tombs, and their album is called Reclusive Decay. Love that album title. Love everything about it. I did get to listen to that one the other day. Highly recommend. After that, we have the band Tithe with their album Inverse Rapture. After that, we have Torn in Half with their EP Crawling from the Abyss. Next up, this is 2 albums from the same band. We have Ulthar with their album Anthronomicon, and then their second album, Helionomicon. I love that they did this. They didn't have to, but they did. Dropping 2 albums on the same day. Hell yeah. After that, we have the band Wearing Thin with their EP Fading Out Again. Think of almost like a screamo band from like back in the early 2000s. They're hitting that energy. After that, Arie turned me onto this band, WILTWITHER, that's one word, with their EP, The House I Lived and Died In. And then we have, rounding out the list at the end, Winds of Tragedy with their album Hating Life. And then Yosemite in Black, Pretty as a Peach EP. I love it. Absolutely love it. I actually think Snakefather's been touring with that last band, Yosemite and Black. So that's cool. I've heard of them before.
Oh, that is cool.
Yeah. But this begs the question. I already revealed my favorite of the day, Graphic Nature. Highly recommend checking that album out. But Arie, what EP or album did it for you this time?
So I was pretty much like set with Graphic Nature. Mm-hmm. I've been waiting for this one for a long time, and I love it. I love the new See You Next Tuesday. After Dusk, congrats to those boys. They've been churning, burning, some really killer stuff, so that's sick. I had to go with WILTWITHER, though, dude. When I was looking up music last night, this one popped up, I think on a Reddit thread, and I just absolutely fell in love with it. I love the title of the EP. I love the artwork. I love like how the songs are kind of structured and named. It's like, it is metalcore, but it's like mathcore. It's doing, I don't know why it reminds me so much of like Kyonashi, because they don't sound the same. I mean, they're in like a similar genre, but like I feel like lyrical content is pretty similar in that regard too. And I just love like the themes and whatnot.
Yeah, I thought they put together like a really nice atmosphere on the album.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like a chilling, like I think it works well with the album art. Very
Agreed.
much. Yeah. So I'm really glad you brought them to my attention and to all the Hopwolves' attention, because that, again, we're all about like, especially with this podcast, so like of course we're going to promote like, you know, your Chelsea Grin, your big bands, but like finding these smaller bands and giving them this platform. That's like what we're here for sure.
Absolutely. It's got to be a good mix of both, because, I mean, without bands like Chelsea Grin, we wouldn't have a lot of what we're into now. So, and of course, we're going to listen to that stuff regardless. So this, yeah, it's fun. It's fun for us and hopefully fun for you guys. But we're going to keep it moving, dude. What about the Certified Brutal Bangers? Well, again, this whole fucking week, dude. My God.
Dude, yeah, this year is shaping up to be just as good as 2022. Speaking of Chelsea Grin, they were top of mind because they're at the top of this playlist. We are starting off the Certified Brutal Bangers with Fathomless Maw from Chelsea Grin. It just gets the party started, dude.
They're at the top of their game, dude.
I honestly think this is one of the heaviest track with Tom Barber on vocals that I've heard. So highly recommend that track.
Yeah.
After that, we have Divine Destruction, which features multiple artists. I just could not list them all. There's too many, but they just came out with their track Domination, and it fits very well right underneath Chelsea Grin. After them, I have Grave Birth with their track Rotting in Slow Motion. Then we have Cattle Decapitation with their track We Eat Our Young. They have a themed album. I highly recommend checking that out because I like the wheels that turn in their skull, because they hit big picture world events, world topics, I should say. And I just love that they do that with their platform. After them, we have Viscera with Carcinogenesis. They did a little Norma Jean there with combining two words.
Yeah.
But it's a very solid track. Definitely heavy for sure. After them, we have Sleep Sculptor from PA, which is always dope. They just released their track Panacea. After them, we have the ACACIA Strain with their track Fresh Bones. This was coupled with an album, not an album release, but the news about a new album coming. So can't wait for that, dude. After that, we have Jesus Piece with their track Tunnel Vision. And then we have Cruelty with their track Harder Than Before. After that, we have Frozen Soul, which is featuring John Gallagher of Dying Fetus. The track is called Morbid Effigy. After that, I See Dead People from the band The Amity Affliction. You might know them. This is actually featuring Louis Nux, who is a rapper, but he actually has passed, unfortunately. So they are featuring one of his last recordings on their song. So it was a nice little tribute from them to do that. After that, this is the Brewtal alumni, which is dope. We have the band Chasm, and that's spelled Kaozm, with their track You Make Me Sick. After them, we have Gideon with their track Takeoff. Then we have Harriet with their track Demure. After that, we have Creek, which is from across the pond in UK, with their track Doomed. After that, we have Earthcaller. We featured a few of their tracks before. This one in particular is featuring Jack Bergen of Void of Vision, and the track is called Parasite. To round out the rest of the list, we have Indigo Ice with their track Back and Forth. Then we have Barry Tomorrow, which is featuring Laws Taylor While She Sleeps. That's a cool collab. That track is called Heretic. Last two, we have Periphery with Atropos. That track is out now, and also the music video, which used a lot of AI art, which is actually kind of dope in my opinion. I know it's kind of a polarizing topic, but the way they used it, and it was from a team doing it, so a lot of people involved. It just looks trippy, dude. Definitely recommend watching that. After that, this may be the first list to feature this band. You might know them. I'm talking about Sleep Token. This is a heavy fucking track from them. It's called Vore, Vore. I had to include it. Yes, there's clean singing. Of course, you can't deny Vessel's voice, but
right.
I'm still shocked on how heavy they get. So very pleasantly surprised. And so we're going to include it. As always, this begs the question, what was your favorite song of the day? I'm going to go ahead and say it because I talked about it already. Chelsea Grin, dude. Some of the heaviest shit from Tom Barber for them, I should say, because he has so many other projects. Yeah, I just think they're getting better and better.
Yeah, I agree. I can't wait for Suffer in Heaven to drop pretty soon, actually, next month.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, that new ACACIA Strain song, dope.
Oh my God.
Jesus Piece, dope. Viscera, I mean, the Harriet Creek, I mean, all the above, dude. So good. I've been beating around the bush all day. Can't help it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going Cattle Decapitation, dude. This is a band I don't know why I consistently forget about and then like find and like have this reinvigorated love for the band. But dude, this song is fast, it's heavy, and I mean, Cattle Decapitation's been around for fucking so long, dude. 20 plus years at this point, and I think this is some of the best stuff that they've been putting out. Like you said, the new album is a concept album, basically about like I think it's like the environment kind of like destroying itself. Like you said, it's like a lot of big picture stuff, which is super cool, and that's how the band has always been. So I had to go with that. And I every time I think of Cattle Decap, though, I had like an ugly sweater party years ago, and we ended up getting like, I don't know if you remember this, dude. We ended up getting drunk. We got drunk and watched the forced gender reassignment video on like, we rented out like this small movie theater, and we watched like a bunch of Cattle Decapitation videos, and dude, it was so sick. I love, that's one of my favorite memories. So dude, Cattle Decapitation has a special place in my heart.
I actually think I won that ugly sweater contest because, no joke, I used my grandma's actual Christmas sweater.
Yeah, I think you did too.
That's crazy. Oh, that is a fond memory, dude. I will never forget that music video playing in the theater because it is not safe for work, for sure. And it also, I wouldn't even say safe for a party, but yet it was playing.
Absolutely not.
And it was, you can't trade memories like that. But
no.
Let's keep it moving, dude. We are going to get onto our featured band. Can't wait to talk about them. Today's featured band, we are talking about In Fear. This is actually one of the bands I said to put on your radar for this year. I really love their sound and I love what they're doing. Today, we are featuring their track, The Blinding White. This is one of many singles that have been released so far for this upcoming album. Yeah, what more can be said? Let's get into the lineup. On vocals, we have Hayden Connolly. On guitar, we have Ryan Simmons. On second guitar, we have Ben Threffall. On bass, we have Sam Elswood. On drums, we have Sam Calloway. A little bit about them. In Fear are a ferocious metal quintet from Bristol, UK, who have been unstoppable since their formation in 2017. It's actually kind of crazy they've been around that long because we're just catching up. But I love love what they're putting out right now. Since releasing their debut EP Solace in early 2019, the band has gained ample footing in the UK scene, heading out on various tours, festival appearances, and they've also accrued over 600,000 streams online. That's what's up.
Boys.
The band has recently toured with the likes of Creek, where Oceans Burn and Dream Eater, as well as appearing on the main stage at UK Tech Fest. In Fear recently signed to UK label Year of the Rat Records. Their new single, The Blinding Light, is what we're featuring today. That was released back in January this year. So fairly new, fairly recent. Here's a little bit about the track itself. The Blinding Light is one of the singles from their upcoming debut album, All Is, Period, All Shall Be, Period. And this comes out on May 5th of this year. We can't wait. The album follows the concept of a character who is trapped in purgatory, unable to escape, and forced to repeat the same cycle of torturous events. That sounds like hell on earth. Lyrically, in The Blinding Light, the character is face to face with an angel who shows them their past sins in life and gives them a chance to judge themselves fairly by wiping their memory of having committed these acts. That's some straight up Men in Black shit right there, but
hell yeah.
Love it. I love that you're just adding a story to this in general, because we're all about the journey here on Brewtal.
Yeah, I feel like I'm there, and I'm also like I'm very scared. Like, damn, dude, like what did I do? What's gonna be wiped?
You should be scared. In Fear, actually.
Nice. 69, nice.
To continue, the truth that they were indeed responsible for these sins is revealed to the character at the end of the song. So I even love that they're kind of like timing the song with the story arc in a way. They say, for us, this song carries the message that mistakes in life are inevitable. It's the way we respond to these mistakes and our willingness to improve that counts. That's a really nice message, actually, for somewhat dark material that they're talking about.
Absolutely.
There's kind of, if you will, a blinding white light at the end of the tunnel. I love the theme there. Here's some notes about the song if you're listening. It starts off, the song bursts with this heavy riff and this ambient background that only a few seconds in, you start to hear that riff, dude. I love the riff. Really gets the song going. Around 25 seconds, we hear this somber voice, which is the vocalist, and then the screams begin, dude. He can do it both. It builds off of that crushing riff. Around a minute 4, the chorus comes in, which I believe is the chorus, just because of the structure of the song. I think it's the chorus. That kind of spirals outward into more screams. So you like get the chorus and then it evolves into the rest of the song, which I love. I love the transition it creates. In particular, there's a scream about 150 into the song that is so sick as fuck, dude. It's a great low from Hayden, dude. You're killing it, man. So I love that the song, not only goes to this crushing heaviness and fast paced riffage, it also slows down, especially for the breakdown, which also presents more cleans. So I love that they're kind of going against the grain and what you would expect to happen in a song. So they're going against convention, which I love. There's even a quiet moment, or like right before the 3-minute mark, and then another breakdown hits, and it breaks that silence that goes into the end of the song. And even so, I'm thinking of how the track list for the album goes. If it's set up like this, it actually bleeds beautifully into their next track, Purest Fire. It's just so seamless, dude. I love that. It's like a lot of thought goes into that. There's some comparisons that I can create for those listening. Definitely, I feel like there's a Loathe influence here, and that kind of lends to, Deftones, of course, but even with that comparison, it's just such a nice mashup of genres, and they make it sound so fresh. So even though I say those other bands, throw that out the window, because these guys are their own bands, and I love just the juxtaposition of the heavy with those like soulful, somber singing. I don't know how else to describe it. It's very well placed and mixes so well together. I'm all for this track, dude. Every track that they put out, it's a mixed bag for sure. But
Yeah.
I love that it's just all these layers of creativity from them.
Yeah. And to your point, like we've talked about many times, the journey is such a key part of like why we love doing this and why we love listening to music and watching film and you know, reading books and stuff like that. Like it's cool. It's awesome to have like the ability to paint a picture for the listener and just kind of get lost in the sauce, if you will. But in all seriousness, like lost in just like the sonic wave of what In Fear is doing. And I'm going to give you one more comparison just because it like really stuck out to me. I think they're doing a lot of like what the Gloom in the Corner does. And what I mean by that is like they have such a fully fleshed out story that it does like you have to listen to the album like in that order. Yeah. And to me, that's like one of my favorite things. Like I love the presentation. We've talked about this many times on the show, and In Fear is like right there doing that. So like I can't wait for this album to drop. I like imagine every time I listen to it and any of the subsequent songs, almost like a Dante's Inferno type of deal. Yeah. I don't know why that's it's probably I'm primed probably because of like the album art, not itself, but like the colors and the scheme that they have like throughout the band photos and the album art and the merch and stuff like that. It just kind of gives me like that vibe of going through like various forms of stages of hell. And also the fact of like the band is having you question like yourself, which I feel like a lot of the times doesn't come up for metal. I mean, there's plenty of things to be like do self checks like mentally or physically or something like that, but it never really comes to the core of like, you know, why am I doing these things? And that's another thing why I love listening to this track in particular, but In Fear and bands like that, you just kind of get lost in like in your thoughts, or like you don't think about anything. Like that's the beauty of it. And at least for me, like I could sit there and just, I could be editing, I could be walking, I could be like stoned as fuck, just thinking, not thinking. And like, I'm having different experiences every time with the song. So all in all, really powerful stuff. What In Fear is doing. I love this track. I cannot wait for the debut. Yeah, I don't. Do you have any other thoughts before we get into what they're drinking and listening to?
Only is it keep paying attention to them, man. It's just a nice juxtaposition of genres that are being mashed together and just churning out this beautiful product that they're doing. So I pay attention, folks.
Yes, absolutely, and also pay attention to what they're drinking and what they're listening to. The boys in Fear say that some of us are cider drinkers. Fuck yeah. Love a good cider. Hard or regular. Specifically, regular is like my jam. But regardless, still up there. Some of them are cider drinkers over beer, but the ones that do like beer enjoy a tasty IPA. So rock on, boys. That sounds very lovely. Would love to sit down with you guys one day and just kind of talk about really life. Like I'd love to sit down and talk about life with you guys over a nice cider or an IPA, but also what they're listening to. And we like to do this just to show like where the band is gathering some of their influences, and it's going to make a lot of sense. Excuse me. So we're starting off their list, and to preface, the band did in fact pick the band and the track, which is always super fun for us. But they're starting off with Creek and Doomed, which just came out. And they've also shared the stage with, so that's pretty fucking cool. Next, we have Bloodbath from Polyphia, and that's featuring my dude Chino Marino of Deftones. Mm-hmm. Then we have Signal from Silent Planet, amazing song. Headstone from Graphic Nature, just talking about fanboying over those guys. Gideon with Too Much Is Never Enough. I'm actually going to see Gideon next week, so I can't wait to see this new song live. Gideon always brings like the heat. I say always, I've seen him once, but they brought it then too. And the cowboy hat.
I like to say giddy on, giddy up. Let's go.
I love the new look, dude. I love that they're really playing into the Bama roots there. It's my favorite.
Yeah.
Then we have Harriet with Demure, Thornhill, fresh back on the road, which is fucking awesome. Thanks to the fans out there for helping those fine musicians, friends get back on their feet after having pretty much their whole livelihood stolen. So we have Thornhill with Blue Velvet, Nothing But Thieves with Future Proof, Michael Lessard with Use the Rest, and to finish off the list, we have Heart of a Coward with Monstro.
Of note.
Amazing list.
Yeah, of note. So Michael Lessard or Lessard, I don't know how you say it. He's from The Contortionist, so great pick. Getting nice. His solo stuff, yeah. And then also you guys picked my favorite Heart of a Coward track, so fuck yeah.
I really like that. A lot of the bands that we talked about, like that they listed on here, are ones that we talked about, and even some that we kind of didn't, because like I don't know about the era of Heart of a Coward with Monstro, but Jamie Graham, who's in Viscera and also one of the co-owners of Unique Leader. Viscera has a new album coming out, and the Jamie Graham era of Heart of a Coward is my favorite. I don't know if this is it or not.
I do believe so, actually. I think this was either the second to last or the last album he was on. Okay. I really like the artwork for this album because it kind of is like a black rose looking thing. But, okay. It looks super cool. And this is I think the first track on the album, and it gets the party started. Great picks, y'all. And it really goes to show just kind of like where the influences lie. I also love the diversity too. It's not like all like straight death metal or like straight metalcore. It's all over the place, which we love to see. Other than that, Absolutely. Dude, before we get people listening to this awesome track, where can people find them and interact with them?
So pretty much anywhere that you can think. We have Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, Spotify, and it's pretty much unanimous across the board. It's In Fear Official, all one word. We'll have links in the show notes, of course, but you're going to listen to the Blinding Light here in probably like 20 seconds, but do yourself a favor, listen to the rest of the tracks after this one and get stoked for their debut coming out in May. Let's get to it, dude. Flash that white light, because you're blinded, baby. In Fear, Blinding White. Let's spin it.